Hey guys, welcome to another Theory of Computation tutorial. Today we'll be learning about what is E-nfa or Epsilon NFA. So let's get started. So we already have seen what is NFA, that is non-deterministic finite automata. I have already made a lecture on that. So I'll put the link in the description. If you don't know what NFA is, you can go check it out first. Okay. So just in short revision is NFA consists of 5 tuples or 5 things, that is Q, sigma, Q naught, del and F. Now what is Q? Let's just revise it quickly. Okay, so we have Q, it is set of all states. Okay, then we have got sigma, which is the input symbols. All right, then we have got Q naught, it is starting state. Yeah. Then we have got del, which is transition function. Now in NFA, del is transition function is expressed like this. We have got Q, that is set of states multiplied by the input symbols. That is going to give us 2 raised to the power Q. Okay, so this is the transition function. And then we have got F, which is set of final states. Alright, so this is what NFA consists of. Similarly, in E-nfa, that is Epsilon NFA, what do we have? E-nfa. We have the same 5 things except the transition function is a little bit different. So what is the formula for transition function? So del is going to be Q multiplied by sigma, that is the set of all states versus multiplied by the input symbols. And then we have got union with epsilon, that is empty state. It is going to give us our 2 raised to the power Q. So what is the meaning of this? So basically, when you have an empty state or no input, still the transition happens. That is, you go from one state to another. Okay, let's look at an example. Let's say we have got a starting state. Let's just change the color now. Okay, let's try to make it blue. All right, so let's say we are in starting state A. Okay, we are in starting state A. You get input 0, you go to state B. Okay, you get input 1, you go to state A itself. Okay, and in state B you get input 0, 1, you go to final state C. Okay, so final state, that's why we write double circle. Okay, now what is the meaning of when you get no input? So no input means so this is example of our NFA. No input means let's say you are in starting state A. Okay, you get no input, you go to state B. Okay, and over here you get input 0, 1. Okay, and in state B you get no input, still you can go to state C, and state C is final state. So over here we have got empty, that is epsilon, no input, still you are going to state B and state C. So this is the example of E-nfa. So basically, let's say you are in state A for this NFA. Okay, so let's draw the transition table. We have got our states over here, A, B, C. Okay, for normal NFA, what happens? You have got input 0 and 1. Okay, what is happening over here? In state A, if you get input 0, you go to state B. You get input 1, you are going to state A. Okay, and in state B you are getting input 0 or 1, you are going to state C. Okay, and state C we have not mentioned anything, so we have got empty state. Okay, now in our E-nfa, what is happening is we have also a new input, that is no input. Okay, so over here let's draw it. Yeah, so we have got states A, B and C, and we have got 0, 1 and epsilon. Okay, that is no input. So in state A, if you are getting input 0 and 1, you are going to state A itself. So we are going to state A, and if you are getting input that is no input, epsilon, you are going to state B, and you are also going to state A. Remember, when you get no input, you can still remain in state A, right? So that's why we'll write it as A, B, and from B, when you get no input, you can also reach state C, correct? So that's why you can go from state A by getting no input to state A itself, to state B also, and state C also. So A, comma B, comma C. Okay. Now similarly, in state B, what happens? You get no input, you go to state B itself, and you also can go to state C. So we'll write it as, for 0 and 1, we have got empty states over here. Correct? And when you get no input, you are going to state B itself and state C also. So B, comma C. Okay. I'll just write it in bracket. And in state C, what happens? You get no input. For 0 and 1, we have got empty states. And if you get no input, you're going to state C itself. So we'll write it as state C. That is because we are not mentioned anything over here from here where we are going. So when you get epsilon input, it is automatically assumed that all the states, when they get an epsilon input, that is no input, they go to itself. So this is the basic simple example of E-NFA. I hope your concept is clear. If you have any queries, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. Thank you very much.